If you're like many professionals, you rely on a slide deck to share your information. And it might be with a team meeting, it might be with a prospecting call, it might be with a customer wrap up at year end. It doesn't matter. You've created some kind of visual using a slide program. I want you to question the value of that. And I also want to encourage you to really take a hard look at what you have on the slides. Because here's what I've noticed: people rely on those slides as not only a reminder of what they want to say, which is really what you want to do, but they're reading, they're sharing the information verbatim from the slide. Please avoid doing that. Prepare your slide deck with this in mind. What is the one key point I want my audience to take away from my presentation? So if it's a team meeting, maybe it's a year-end recap, what's the thing I want them to remember now going into the next year? Or maybe it's the regular month end or quarter end. It doesn't matter what you're wanting to share with them. What's the idea you want them to take away and act on? If it's a customer talking, you're going to recap your great work or encourage them to work more with you. Again, what's that one idea? What's that one takeaway? And if it's a prospecting call, what's the one thing you do that is key? Because most of us do many things in our business, and we have a tendency to want to put all that information out there. And then people are overwhelmed. And there's a saying, a confused mind doesn't buy. So simplify, simplify, simplify. And as Brene Brown is fond of saying, kind is clear, unclear is unkind. So put your PowerPoint or whatever program you're using, put your slide deck through this test. Does the image create what you want to create in your customer's mind or your audience's mind? Is it the leave behind you want them to remember? And fewer words are better. Bigger font is better. I heard an expert in public speaking recommend one time 96-point font. If you're using 96-point font, you cannot fit a lot of words on your slide. But here's the thing about 96-point font. People at the back of the room are going to be able to read it. Now you might be thinking, well, I do everything on virtual. I'm not in person. Great. Can people read your slide deck? I attended a meeting the other day and the gentleman was brilliant and his information was so helpful, but you couldn't read his slides. And guess what? I was trying to read his slides because that's our inclination. When there's words in front of us, we want to read them. So make sure your words are clear and that your image is the leave behind you want people to know. So you're going to spend a lot of time, energy, and effort putting your presentation together, putting your slide deck together. Make sure it leaves a positive, lasting impression with people. Make sure it's clear. Make sure the images are what you want people to remember about you, connect them to your message, and then what's the one takeaway? So now that we've covered the slide deck, let's talk about you before you step into that room, because that's a lot of the work I do with people. It's not only the message, it's how you set yourself up for success to deliver that message. And you've heard me talk before about my prime your presence, what you want to do in the 5 minutes before you step in front of that room. It's a breathing technique, it's a power phrase or mantra, and it's a power pose to set yourself up for success. So make sure that is in part of your presenter toolkit. So not only do you have time spent on preparing your message, but you have time spent on preparing yourself. So I'd love to know from you what you're up to this end of year season, what you're presenting, and if you have any questions about that, because I'm always available for a conversation. Let me know how I can help. And if you know somebody that could use this video, especially someone you've seen with a cluttered slide deck, well, that's a little bit big ask because it's hard to say, hey, you need to hear this person because you're not doing something right. But share this information with someone you feel could use it. And of course, if you haven't done so already, subscribe to my channel so you get my weekly updates. See you next time.